Welcome into One Oak Field, where tonight the second match of the Black Gold Derby takes place between the Tulsa Roughnecks and the Oklahoma City Energy. Tulsa 9-9-2 with 29 points on the season, matched by the Energy at 8-8-5 with 29 points of their own. And boy, have they been on a roll since the loss to Tulsa back in July. And there is what is at stake this evening here in Tulsa, with both teams currently in playoff position. OKC has a game in hand on the Tulsa Roughnecks as you look with the Real Monarchs SLC still leading the way at the top of the table in the Western Conference, followed by San Antonio, Swope Park 39, Reno 1868 FC. In our opinion, one of the best teams that we have seen with 33 points. I am Jeremy Poplin, joined tonight by my partner, Dave Saunders, as we get set for the Black Gold Derby. Dave, we say this a lot, but it seems like tonight you get the sense of the feeling inside the stadium of exactly how important tonight's match is. And I think that you could make an argument that tonight's match between both of these two could be the most important match of the season by far for both sides.
Good evening, Pop. Good evening, everybody. I would argue that totally, my friend, with you. This is without doubt the most important meeting between these two. There are the coaches, Lloyd Kinnear there, and of course Dave Vodrill. And here are some lineups, Pop.
We'll keep an eye tonight on several members of the Oklahoma City lineup that were not in place and not available the last time that these teams played. Of course, Craven and Dixon were suspended. Craven starts off tonight on the bench, but there you see Dixon there on the outside playing at wing. Also, the last time that these two teams played, Angulo was not a member of the Oklahoma City Energy. They added him 48 hours after that Tulsa loss, that 2-1 loss back in the month of July. And here's a look at the starting 11 for the Tulsa Roughnecks. A little bit of changes that we saw from last Thursday night's game. We'll keep an eye tonight on Ja'Cory Hayes playing there centrally on loan from FC Dallas because Juan Pablo Caffa is not available tonight. There's a lot riding on number 3 tonight.
There is. That's a big key to the game for the home side, isn't it? Can Ja'Cory Hayes do that number 10 role? I think he can. He's got that Colin Fernandez and Paris G behind him, you know, the sitting midfielders. And then, of course, the very exciting pairing of Joey Calistri and Joachim Rivas, who we know can be interchangeable left-right. And Ian Swantusson, who didn't play Thursday, was rested with 9 goals this season. Can he put one over onto the local rivals?
The Roughnecks come into the Derby tonight with a 2-1 win over St. Louis in the second match of this homestand on Thursday night. The Energy come in to this match off an impressive win as they stunned the Monarchs of Real SLC 2-0 on a win on Saturday night. And red hot are the Oklahoma City Energy, and both goals scored by Alex Dixon finished the night with the brace. When we come back, we'll be set for the kickoff here in the Black Gold Derby. It's round number 2, live from Tulsa, coming up next.
I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, Dave Vodrill. You saw him grow in the conversations that you had with the Fire, now with Calistri going back to Chicago.
As the game went along, I thought we did very well. We moved the ball very quickly. He's consistently the guy getting the most opportunities and the most assist opportunities for us. So.
I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, Dave Vodrill. You saw him grow in the conversations that you had with the Fire, now with Calistri going back to Chicago.
As the game went along, I thought we did very well. We moved the ball very quickly. He's consistently the guy getting the most opportunities and the most assist opportunities for us. So.
Former driller and 2004 Minor League Player of the Year, Jeff Francis is coming back to One Oak Field. Be here on Thursday, August 17th to get your Jeff Francis t-shirt and a chance to get an autograph from the former driller great. T-shirts for the first 1,000 fans brought to you by Fox 23 and Mix 96.
I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, Dave Vaudrell. You saw him grow in the conversations that you had with the Fire, now with Calistri going back to Chicago.
As the game went along, I thought we did very well. We moved the ball very quickly. He's consistently the guy getting the most opportunities and the most assist opportunities for us. So.
Welcome back to One Oak Field as we get set for the match tonight. Very important game number 2 of this derby between Oklahoma City and Tulsa. One member that we need to keep an eye on as you see OKC go through their last preparations before the start of the match. Jose Angulo, 2013 USL MVP, 15 goals in 23 matches as Jimmy Nielsen looks on from the sidelines. When he was a member of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, he joined St. Louis in the past offseason after playing in NASL with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. And Oklahoma City was able to swing the deal to have him join OKC. And since that time, it seems that Oklahoma City has started this mid-season surge to put themselves back into playoff contention. As the Roughnecks break their huddle, Bradley Bourgeois standing there in the middle, a young man that we have both been extremely impressed with so far, the University of Tulsa product, who has played mainly in the middle. We've seen him play outside, but he has been a key member of the Roughnecks so far this season in solidifying the back four. And tonight, they will have their hands full with OKC, and there's one of the unsung heroes of this season for the Tulsa Roughnecks. That is Fabian Serta, 53 saves coming into tonight. That's 7 in the USL, Dave. And all of the questions about Fabian Serta coming in have been answered. He has been phenomenal through this portion of the season. Absolutely phenomenal. It was a difficult decision for Coach Fods, wasn't it, at the beginning of the season? Does he go with Serta? Does he go with Byers? He chose Serta. Serta's never let the Roughnecks down. He made a vital save right on the whistle, didn't he, on Thursday night? And he is just incredible. And there is a man that I rate very, very highly, Coley Dorendi. He produced some outstanding saves in that 2-1 win for the Roughnecks down at Taft this season. I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the USL, I have to say. So I think we've got 2 fantastic glovesmen on site tonight as we kick off. Pop, over to you. Joaquin Rivas there wearing 11 for the Roughnecks, coming off of, in our opinion, one of the best games of the entire season for him. And we are officially underway here at One Oak Field. Coming to you live from the Bank of Oklahoma broadcast booth. Bank of Oklahoma is proud to support the return of professional soccer to the city of Tulsa here in year number 3 for this version of the Tulsa Roughnecks. I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by Dave Saunders. Welcome to all of you watching in from around this great nation in a day of turmoil. Let's settle in and enjoy this beautiful game here from the city of Tulsa tonight. Early observation from me is that OKC are playing a 4-5-1 pop. Only one up top. They're going to really sit in, soak it up, and then hope to beat the Roughnecks on the break. It'll be all the Roughnecks doing the probing at the moment. Well, well-placed ball over the top. Sven Tussin did his best to reach it before it got to the byline, cleared out of the box by OKC, and OKC has gone a tad bit with different lineups. At Reno is a 3-4-2-1 there with Cody Andrews playing centrally, and he's a young man that is typically that central defender, but OKC has used him in a variety of different ways, and if he does play in the middle, in the midfield, he's more of that holding role.
Absolutely, and playing as deep as he can, it becomes a back five sometimes as well, but he can easily go from the back four into that midfield and make it a 4-5-1.
Our first corner of the night, our referee tonight, Ishmir Pekmik, also Ryan Cook, Matthew Rodman, and Curtis Mayo.
It's going to be Colin Fernandez with that trusty left foot from the right-hand side. In swinger, plenty of orange shirts inside the box.
The member of the Chicago Fire, punched out of the box by Larendi. And Oklahoma City, during their match with the Monarchs at one point dominating possession as much as 70%, but Oklahoma City was able to catch them on the counter twice to propel them to that 2-goal win over the league leaders in the Western Conference.
4 changes for the Roughnecks tonight, although the first 5 men written down on the team sheet are Fabian Söder and the back 4. No changes there from Thursday night's win over St. Louis 2-1.
Here's Paris G, knocked off of the ball towards the corner of the 18. Oklahoma City now tries to play centrally, looking to establish that connection there to the front line. Ja'Cory Hayes back, plays this square now, finds Bourgeois. Bourgeois, plenty of time, dribbling towards the midfield line. As Mo Jadama. Corrales coming off of a blistering goal, his first for the Roughnecks on Thursday night. Cuban native, Paris G now working quite well there with Rivas. Rivas slots it inside, and the flag is up on the far side, but a brilliant build-up there from Tulsa, just probing, and great 1-2 passing with the combination there with Paris G and Joaquin Rivas.
And it just shows the flexibility of this lineup with Paris G getting the furthest man forward there from the midfield role. Good build-up, good first one-touch football.
There you see the record for OKC versus Tulsa, 5-2-2 since this series began back in 2015. Tulsa's win back in July, on July 8th, was the first win in this series since 2015. And they have a chance tonight to win the wrench in this black gold derby. Mo Jadama, ball played in over the top, settled there towards the 18. That was Calistri. A well-timed run from Joey Calistri, and an even better look from Mo Jadama with the ball placed in just over the back line of OKC.
Great run, brilliant timing. The OKC defense were looking across to the linesman saying, why on earth wasn't that offside? Joey Calistri, 6 goals this season, tied for second on the Roughnecks team. Of course, Ian Swantaston with 9, the leader, but he applauds the ball there because that was penetrating the defense there.
That's an area where I am not for certain that we've given Mo Jadama enough credit for the quality of balls played in from the back line.
Very important again in the modern game. Here's another one from Bradley Bourgeois here. Sometimes when you're up against a 4-5-1, it's hard to break down, and sometimes the ball has to go long. And you're right, they can, it's a 50-yard ball, 60-yard ball sometimes. So give them credit from the back as well.
Here's a young man coming off of his best performance of the season so far, Mr. Ayala.
Yeah, Jaime's going to try and make that right back spot his own, isn't he? Kosuke's still out injured, and he had a good, solid performance. And as I said, we've got the same back four as Thursday night, same goalkeeper, and that's important for a team. You've got to be strong defensively.
This is a big opportunity for Paris G this evening as well. Someone that we had just mentioned on Thursday night that we hadn't seen a lot from as far as minutes are concerned in the last several games. And Paris G now with an opportunity playing that defensive mid spot. Good ball played in. Rivas has Corrales in support.
Rivas and Corrales link up so well. And we know that Rivas and Calistri can swap wings, but Corrales and Rivas, they do like linking up there. And they were good on Thursday. And let's hope they have a good pairing tonight.
Fernandez, ball towards the back post. Brought down, here's OKC centrally.
Good start by Tulsa.
On the dead run, Gonzalez. That ball taken away. Ayala tripped up from behind. Referee will award Tulsa this foul here in the 8th minute.
And that was good. That was, it ended up with a foul on Ayala, but just before that, Calistri sprinted back, Pop, and won that ball on the slightly greasy turf tonight, although you and I both walked on the field, and it's not that wet, is it really?
No, the surface drains extremely well, as we've been dealing with not heavy rains so far throughout the entire day, but just a steady stream. Just a heavy amount of moisture you can feel in the air right now.
Very English-like conditions, isn't it? Apart from it's not as cold.
Make you feel right at home.
Oh, it is.
Looking for Sventusson. Bourgeois up to win towards the 18. Already seeing movement along the 18 from the Roughnecks. Surrounded by a host of Oklahoma City Energy players. And there you can see exactly what their mission is tonight. Trying to go on that counter early. Given away in the midfield, it's Angulo. Angulo plays the ball through. Contact inside the box as Wallace was tripped up near the penalty spot.
It'll be interesting to see that one again. Wallace goes to ground. I think it's just good defending, to be honest. But
well, and it's a great ball from Angulo to find Wallace.
Yeah, you're right, and I think that's just good defending. And Wallace went down. No, to be fair to him, no complaints at all, no appeals for the penalty.
The temperature at kickoff, 75 degrees. It's brought to you by the News on 6 meteorologist Travis Meyer and the Oklahoma weather experts. Ball curling in. Fabian Serta off of his line has it.
That's a great take. That's just what you want from your goalkeeper. A really good early take. No bothers at all from that first goal.
Has to be assertive, doesn't he?
Absolutely. I think he ended up with the man of the match, didn't he, from the roustabouts on Thursday night?
A save at the waning moments of stoppage time to preserve the 2-1 victory over St. Louis. Calistri. Ayala now back to Bourgeois. Back to midfield. Immediately head up, looking for that ball. Good run from Sventusson. Could not get much of a touch there. The defender was draped over the back of him. Upset is the back line, shouting at the assistant on the far side for the flag to be raised. Roughnecks have had good timing with their runs here in the early portion.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? And Calistri's got in behind, and Sventusson's in behind, and I think it's just good timing at the moment. And as you say, OKC defense are looking across to the linesman every time. But Tulsa have found it relatively easy to break the back line of 5.
Some press here from OKC. Gonzalez, also Angulo, and a giveaway. Wallace to the opposite touchline. OKC swings it to the near side. A turn there from Dixon. Dixon turns straight on. Serta comes out of his line. It's there, and the referee's flag, however, is up after the goal is scored. And this one will end up costing OKC the early lead.
Do you know, there was one like this, I think, in the Chelsea game today, that the lad touched it on the line pot, and therefore it's offside. And if he'd left it, and it's very similar to this one, I think if he left it, I think it's a goal. Quite honestly, I think, you know, it's a correct decision. We might get a replay on this in a minute, but the ball was driven across, and I think if it was going in and the lad had left it alone, he wouldn't have been active. Let's just see if it remains 0-0. Here's the build-up. Good run into the box here from Dixon. Dixon shoots. Now, I think if he leaves that, I think it's a goal. But I think because he touched it, I think it's the correct decision.
In one moment, we might ask the crew if we could have one more replay of that at our next opportunity, because I want you to pay attention to something that Dixon did that I feel like that at some point, either a striker or a midfielder sometimes forget is very important when they want to turn and face goal and then take on the dribble.
I mean, Dixon fashioned out the opportunity brilliantly, didn't he? It was a great run. He's very quick and got a couple of goals, didn't he, to beat Real Monarchs. And he looks on fire tonight for the Energy.
Fernandez.
The OKC Energy's back five does become very quickly wing backs, so Tulsa have to watch that. They are going to try and catch them on the break. They're very solid at the back, and then that the three centre backs are left and the two wing backs go forward. Here's the replay.
And that's what I wanted to show right there. When Dixon receives that ball, Dixon is turned and he is actually facing Fink. But when Dixon receives that ball, Dave, he opens up his hips, and opening up his hips allows him to make that turn on the run the way that he did. And from that point on, he has a straight shot at goal. That is key importance there in the midfield when you have no one surrounding you.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And I will also say, I'll just add something now, thanks to the lads as well for that replay again. I would say that ball was going wide, so I think he had to touch it, didn't he? I think it was Angulo, and I think he had to touch it in, but unfortunately for the OKC Energy end of things, he was in an offside position.
Well done from Joaquin Rivas. Was able to help back defensively, not allow that ball to be completed to Wallace. But if you're Angulo in that position, you're just hustling. You're trying to get any piece of that ball that you can. So he's doing his job in that instance.
And of course, what Dixon will argue is, was he offside when the ball was kicked? So there's a few things going on there, but I think I would have to say I think everything was right in that situation. 0-0 it remains.
Here's the foul.
Yeah, just a little trip there. Nothing too malicious in that one.
Gonzalez, the guilty party.
It's a good game, Pop, isn't it? It's, started off really at some rate. We've only played 14 minutes. Good game of football we're seeing here.
Ayala receiving instructions from Vaudril. There's a ball that's played in. Oh, a great chance. Larendi, though, gets to it. There wasn't much on it. And here comes the counter in a hurry to the opposite end. Serta way off of his line, clears it away in front of Gonzalez. We have a Roughnecks player that is down on the far end. That's
sure.
Mo Jadama.
Mo Jadama, yeah.
Still down in the box. And the referee will now halt play as Jadama is face down in the box, and I have not seen him move.
No, I think it was just a clash with Larendi. Larendi did nothing wrong. But Jadama's down.
He's rolled over now on his back. Ian checking on him, Larendi as well. Larendi's going to try to help him up, and Kobe will quickly stop that. That is the last thing, if you're checking on a head injury, that you want to do is try to help a player up off of the ground. Kobe Smith gets his paces in here early, and Jadama, as we've mentioned in the past, has been a great player, a great signing for the Roughnecks so far this season. He's appeared in every single regular season match that he's been eligible to play in, and maybe on this view we will have a closer look.
Didn't get enough on that one, and then Larendi comes out and punches, and I think it's just a collision, innocuous collision. And as I said, to be fair to Larendi, didn't do anything wrong at all. Just hope there's not a serious injury there, Pop.
Part of the famed Colo Colo in Chile's Premier Division. Made his debut with Colo Colo in the 2015 Copa Chile match against Santiago. Leads the team there in 57 clearances and 21 blocks.
Referee will restart the game with a drop ball. Here's a good view from our cameraman right by the goal. There's Jadama there, bravely going in, but talk about bravery. Lorendi did well to come out and punch that as well.
Camera crew tonight, Alan, Mitch, Dave, Rohan. Always doing a bang-up job here at One Oak. Mitch is in the booth tonight, and Austin is on the camera crew, so we've had a call to the bench.
Well, I saw Alan warming up outside. The cameraman, he was stretching.
Doing some toe touches.
He was, because he gets around. He runs quite a there. He goes again up the touchline. We can see he does a great job. They all do. We thank you again, guys. Fantastic job.
Fans, you can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. You can check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. A foul here.
Both sets of fans making themselves heard. Pop, we've got the green of Oklahoma City Energy up there to our left with their drums, and then of course the roustabouts behind their favorite goal there, behind Fabian Serda's goal at the moment. Here's Corrales for the Roughnecks.
OKC trying to continue on with their great run of play that they've had. Again, have not lost a match in league play. It's a great overlapping run from Corrales. One touch past the defender, cuts it back off the byline, now turns with the left across. Lorendi got a piece of it.
Well, Lorendi did get a piece of it, but you just wonder how close that was to going in. It was a great link up between our two favourites down this left-hand side, Mr. Rivas and Mr. Corrales. Corrales, who gets up from that left-back spot and produces some fantastic crosses, and there's Swantassen in shot now, just getting a piece of it after Lorendi. Here, we see it here. Great piece of play from Corrales. What about that for a ball in? Here's Lorendi, gets a palm away, and in goes Swantassen with Highland. To be fair to Highland, it's good defending as well.
Highland was there, but maybe a little bit too close for comfort with Swantassen cutting to the inside of him. And there you see Ian using that long stride. He can make up ground in a hurry on the dead run. That's an area that Coach Vaudril has commended Ian Swantassen. Is not only is he great with a dead run onto the ball, well played ball chipped in, it's Calistri looking for Swantassen, falls back, it's Rivas, and Joaquin Rivas has put the Tulsa Roughnecks on the board in the 20th minute here at One Oak, and Tulsa strikes first in the Black Gold Derby, and it's Joaquin Rivas.
Well, we talked about Highland in that last attack with Swantassen, and in the first 20 minutes, he's had his hands full with Mr. Calistri. And if you look on the replay here, this is all about Calistri's delivery. Okay, there's a deflection in the box, which falls nicely for Rivas, but Rivas still had to tuck it away. Look at this. Here's Jacori Hayes, ball through, and Highland's got the wrong side, or Calistri's got the right side of him, and there the ball falls back, and all Rivas has to do there is finish and send Lorendi the wrong way. There's the orange smoke, and it's 1-0 to the Roughnecks.
Let's give credit to Joey Calistri at a difficult angle, and the way that his body was leaning away from goal, but still able with enough skill to make sure that the ball was put in a position there for Tulsa to capitalize on.
And to be honest, just before that as well, Pop, and I agree totally with you about Calistri, the ball from Jacori Hayes was Kaffer-like, wasn't it? It was in behind the defense, straight into the path of Calistri.
Here's Burrill, leads the team in chances created. Curling ball. Corrales comes back out to Burrill from the outside edge of the 18. Headed out of play by Colin Fernandez. That was Fink that was up off the back line for OKC that found himself.
Well, I think that's good defending from the Roughnecks. I mean, there are about 4 headers out there, probably from 4 different defenders. Corrales was involved, and even Colin Fernandez was there heading the ball away. And in the end, it's a scuff shot from the away side. But I think the Roughnecks have defended that very, very well. Of course, you're always at your most vulnerable when you've just scored, and you've got to keep that back door shut to preserve your lead. And they did just that.
You can see the haze of the orange smoke still kind of hanging over the top of One Oak Field.
Yeah, we got Tulsa fans both ends behind both goals. But again, as you said, Calistri got in behind the defence, and he's done it several times inside this first 22 minutes. Brilliant assist. Ball came back to Mr. Rivas, and Rivas hits his 4th goal of the season.
Number 4 for Rivas. We know that his family is watching in here this evening. Here's Fernandez on the dead sprint. Tackled off of the ball at about 20 yards out. Good tackle there by the defense.
Yeah, by Daly, wasn't it? And
receives towards the corner of the 18. OKC enjoying a bit in the spell as far as possession is concerned. There's a foul center of the pitch committed by Paris G.
that's their first goal they've conceded in 3 games, Pop, isn't it? The last one was against Los Dos in the 1-1 draw. Since then, they've beaten Reno 1-0 and the Real Monarchs 2-0. So defence has been penetrated first time in 3.
Tulsa typically does well when they score first. Get you the exact numbers on that in a moment. Looking there on the run for Angulo. Gonzalez will track this down and with a quick throw in.
That was Corrales again with the header. He can do no wrong at the moment.
Angulo cuts towards the byline, plays it back, drops it there. Serta called into action. There's a shot from Anthony Wallace, and Serta was up to the challenge.
A very good save on a difficult night for keepers because of the greasy surface.
And in traffic.
And in traffic, absolutely. He got down there. All good keepers get everything behind it, and he did just that. Fabian Serta preserves the lead, 1-0 to the Roughnecks.
Possession so far tonight, 70% to the Roughnecks. Which typically over the last several games is almost par for the course for both sides.
And I think the way that...
Not 70% as far as dominating. I want to say that most teams do enjoy more possession against OKC.
Yes, because of the way they're set up, but they are extremely dangerous on the break, aren't they? And they've already had 1 goal disallowed.
Tulsa, when scoring first, 8-1-0 on the season, and they are undefeated at home when they score first.
And I was going to say, I was looking at the Energy's away record, Pop, and it's 1-6-4. Only 1 win at the Portland Timbers. Had 6 draws.
Ayala. Not much height on that ball. Tulsa, though, winning every second ball. Bourgeois finds G. Early thoughts on Ja'Cory and Paris G, Dave?
Very good. Yeah, I think Ja'Cory Hayes has slotted in very well to that number 10 role, we call it, even though he's wearing the number 3. It's the Juan Pablo Caffa role. Of course, no Caffa tonight. But and I think Paris G, as you said in commentary, it's a big night for him, and he's slotted in very well in the 2 alongside Colin Fernandez.
That one to the opposite side of the post. They will say that Serta got just a piece of it.
Either Serta or maybe a deflection wide. But, yeah, big shoes to fill, aren't they? Ja'Cory Hayes has got tonight. We've also got Christian T. Young, who did pretty well in the role after Caffa went off on Thursday night. So he could come in and do the same. Strong bench tonight for the Roughnecks. But those 2 young men that you've just said have done extremely well so far.
David was another shot from distance. We'll speak more on that coming up in a bit after this corner from Burrill. Ooh, strong header sent directly over the top of the bar by Mickey Daly. They went short, but it was a diagonal run from Daly right to the corner of the 6 and directed that one towards Serta. And going back to the shot from distance a few moments ago on Thursday night, we never really saw St. Louis penetrate inside the box with any true shots. Most of them were from that 25 to 30 yard range, and that's exactly what you saw, even though maybe a little bit too much space as far as my tastes are concerned, but better a shot from distance than inside the box.
Yeah, I think it's a good sign from, if you're a Roughnecks fan, watching your team force the opposition to do that means that they're not getting in behind your defence. Now, up the other end of the field, it's totally the opposite, isn't it? If you're an Energy fan, you're a little bit worried because the Roughnecks have got in behind the defence several times, including for the goal.
Dixon showing to the touchline. Saves Chidama. And they'll give this corner. Chidama thought that he was pushed in the back from Anthony Wallace.
I have to say, I thought there was a trip there. But here we can see it again. He does clip him, but referees deem that to be accidental, I guess. Would have been interesting if it had been the other way round, Pop, and the defender was behind the striker, and the striker goes down in the box.
Been impressed with Anthony Wallace for Oklahoma City tonight so far.
Yeah, good player. Looks good.
For real. Header, Serta gets down.
Well, that's a brilliant save from Fabian Serta, and I delayed my comment because I'm just looking across at Coach Vodrill, who's saying to the subs, there it is again, there's a free header inside the box or something like that. Here it is. Is this a free header? Well, to be fair, there's a challenge, but that's a fine save from Fabian Serta again, who's had 3 good saves inside this first half an hour.
That's several instances that Fink has found himself in that position.
There's Cody Andrews and Bradley Bourgeois getting the referees talking that we get every single game, pushing and shoving at the corner.
Curling in, that one came eerily close to sneaking inside that post. Off the deflection.
And that'll be a corner.
This will be overruled by the official in the center.
Yeah, the assistant referee had the flag there for the corner. The referee was close in. He said it was a goal kick, but that was a great ball in for the corner, wasn't it, by Burrill? Right under the post. But again, the Roughnecks have survived that flurry, and now they regroup again with their 4-2-3-1 trusted formation.
Soccer fans, Nike is the official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Paris G joined the Roughnecks after playing in Croatia. Made his debut in the season opener. He did play 80 minutes in that 3-0 win over Phoenix last month. This will be his 12th appearance.
He's another versatile player, isn't he? It's kind of a theme with the Roughnecks. They've got several players who could play in different positions, Paris G being one of those.
Jadama trying to link up with Calistri. Rivas uses the chest. Good work there from Anthony Wallace, who was drafted in '07 by FC Dallas in the MLS Super Draft. He spent time with the U17, 18, and 20 U.S. men's national team. OKC is 8-5-4 when he has an appearance.
Well, certainly the energy is sitting in here. I mean, the Roughnecks are just knocking it around at the back. Just one man inside the Roughnecks half. And I think this is good from Tulsa, just keeping possession of the football. They lead by 1-0.
Still at 68% possession. Rill finds Gonzalez.
Been impressed with Brill, actually, not only with those corners, but the way he's moving around the central midfield.
Rill finds Dixon. Dixon gave up on that run, caused a bit of a hesitation there from Dixon, from Alex Dixon towards the byline. Serta got both hands up to deflect it down all the way back to Mickey Daly.
That was a wonderful piece of play from Dixon. He just took on two Roughnecks defenders, went between them. Brilliant play.
Wallace. Serta had the post protected.
And again, that looks untidy goalkeeping, but it's great goalkeeping, because I wouldn't want to be behind that one. It was a great shot coming in, and he got his chest behind it, and as a goalkeeper, that's what you do. There's the piece of skill from Dixon, goes between two and pulls the ball back, but Serta gets both hands on that one.
This by far is the best possession and build-up that we've seen from OKC. Corrales, though, pokes it away from Gonzalez, and here comes Tulsa. Calistri.
Could see our first card of the night for that. Just coming back to Corrales, he's not put a foot wrong yet, Pop. He's put in there is the yellow card. He's got up and down the left-hand side, but his defensive work tonight has been absolutely outstanding. Played in a central midfield against Reno, but he was back in his favoured left-back spot against St. Louis on Thursday, and he's doing it again tonight. Brilliant player, and of course he got that goal as well with the shot that was as sweet as a nut.
You were asked to explain.
I know.
Sweet as a nut.
There you go. Just an English expression for something that was just hit as well as his goal. If you haven't seen it, folks, go back and look at it on YouTube. It was a brilliant shot, and sweet as a nut just means that it went dead straight into the goal.
I believe, as Paris G has a go, that we should have some sort of graphic with Dave's English sayings of the night.
You know me well enough now, don't you? I don't get those looks anymore, do I? I used to get.
As a matter of fact, we might create a bingo card with different English phrases on it, and we could play bingo from throughout the night.
There you go.
Good work from G. Ayala up off the back line. Low driven ball. Svantusson. Bit unlucky for Ian. Just couldn't control it. Would have been tough for him to do so. USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. You can stay up to date with all the league news and information by visiting uslsoccer.com and following on Twitter at USL.
What I will say is soccer is just a universal language, my friend, isn't it? It's brilliant to see it played all over the world.
By the way, I forgot to say happy Premiership Day.
Yes, wasn't it great? I was going to say, with the rain teeming down this morning, I put my TV on early, I've watched soccer all day, and then I'm getting treated to a fantastic black gold derby as well. The soccer goes on.
Of course, the big news this week in USL, yesterday as a matter of fact, Las Vegas officially entering the fray. They were on their website encouraging the fans to come in and help name the team. Might I say that I am quite fond of Club Vegas.
Well, I was just going to say, some of the away fans, well, that's a good ball.
Good turn ball from Jacori, finds Calistri. Good hustle there from Ian.
Well, they're having a go again, the OKC defense at the linesman. I'm sure it's something they're going to talk about at half-time, because Calistri has timed this run to perfection again, has got in behind the defense how many times in this half? And I'm sure Jimmy Nielsen has written that down on his notepad, and they'll talk about it.
Well, Highland has his hands full with Calistri.
I have to say, though,
they had an argument on that one.
I think they had an argument on that one, yeah.
Because the last defender, Dixon, was almost 2 steps higher. Well done, Bradley Bourgeois.
Bourgeois had a quiet, unassuming game again. Everything he's done has been brilliant. We've already mentioned that he's a class defender.
39th minute. The goal coming from Joaquin Rivas offsides as the flag is up. And if you're Jimmy Nielsen,
you probably feel the whole world is against you at the moment, because Tulsa get away with one at one end, and then your number 9 scores a great goal, but is deemed to be offside. There's the ball in. Difficult for us from that angle.
that's a good bit of skill, and a ball from Mickey Daly. And Gulo, who's been so good for OKC. Again, Calistri. Highland does well this time.
Yeah, it's a great battle, isn't it? Highland against Calistri. If you're scoring it on points, you put Calistri ahead at the moment. But that was good play from the defender, to be fair.
Ayala continuing to play well on the outside. Ayala looking for an opening here. Referee will probably encourage here in a moment, unless they go.
Yeah, 40 minutes gone, 1-0 to the Roughnecks. Good game, though. We're seeing both sides have had chances. Oklahoma City Energy have had 2 goals ruled out for offside. It's a good game.
20th minute by Joaquin Rivas, number 4 on the season for him. So far, 8 shots on the night for OKC compared to just 4 for the Roughnecks.
Yeah, certainly you'd say Fabian Soda has been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers.
5 of the 8 shots for OKC have come outside the box. Possession numbers still clearly in favor of the Roughnecks, 65%. On a very English-like day here in Tulsa.
Now, there is an offside. That's Svan Tussin coming back from an offside position.
And I can hear comments from the bench as soon as that flag goes up.
It is a thankless task, I can tell you, having a referee myself and having done the AR work. It's not easy. You get one look, you're trying to look down the pitch, you're trying to look across the pitch. It's not an easy job.
I think one of the more difficult jobs might even be the fourth, who is stationed there in between both coaches and will get an earful the entire match.
Yes, you have to be strong, listening both ears.
Dixon gets to adjust before Corrales. That one goes by the wayside and over the byline for a goal kick now for OKC. Make sure to stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XMFC channel 85. And don't forget that they will air the USL Game of the Week on Sirius XMFC. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. The Black Gold Derby. The only appearance for OKC in the 918 this season. The next match between these two, Dave, will actually be at the end of this very lengthy road trip that is coming up for the Roughnecks. That next match on September 17th at Taft. They're at 5 in the afternoon. That's Burrill linking up well with Anthony Wallace.
That was class defending from Corrales there, chesting the ball down and just booting it up the field, saying let's have a bit of respite, but back come the energy again. Yeah, it's a long time now after this one, isn't it, for the next home game.
2 minutes of stoppage time will be added here in a few moments.
Of course, next game for the Roughnecks is Orange County, isn't it, on Tuesday night.
Here's Fantussin.
I think Colin Fernandez is saying, hey, I'm quick, but I'm not that quick, Ian. It just overhit that one.
Interesting stretch here for the Roughnecks because the Thursday night game, obviously, with St. Louis, Oklahoma City here tonight, and then the long road trip for the game on the 15th on Tuesday at Orange County. So significant stretch of games here for Tulsa in a short time frame.
It's all going to hot up now, isn't it? You know, we've got 7th v 8th tonight, haven't we? The top 8 is the teams that get in the playoffs, and things are going well for both of these teams on show tonight. You know, talking for the Roughnecks, as you say, it's an important stretch of games now, isn't it? August and September.
Oklahoma City will be back at home against San Antonio on the 19th. Before then, they head to the West Coast to take on Orange County. Ja'Cory plays that one back, and Ayala.
Yeah, on his unfavoured left foot there. But a good build-up by the Roughnecks there, and if they could have gone in 2-0 at half-time, it would have been the icing on the cake. We're playing about another minute of the added-on time.
This is appearance number 6 for Ja'Cory Hayes with the Roughnecks. Since the Open Cup match at Westcott at SMU with FC Dallas, Ja'Cory Hayes has made those appearances.
He's a good player, isn't he? And he's slotted in, as we said, very well to that number 10 role tonight.
18th overall out of Wake Forest in the MLS Super Draft. by FC Dallas, and here he is on the ball.
Yeah, just gave that one away. Calistri may be the better ball out wide on the right.
Hayes having a bite defensively. Dixon with the header finds Burrill. Excuse me, that was Gonzalez. And that one slammed past the near post. Up off the back line was Highland.
Yeah, we haven't seen Highland get in that position too much in this first half. Maybe that's something he might want to look at in the second half.
Skillful flick there from Gonzalez. And that will do it for our first half, with the Roughnecks leading 1-0 here in the Black Gold Derby at One Oak. And the goal in the 20th minute by Joaquin Rivas.
And I think the Roughnecks just about deserve to be in front at the half-time. It's a good game when we've had 2 disallowed goals for the visitors. There's been some questionable offside decisions, which they've just had a word with the official about, with a couple of the players. But it's a good game. It's an even game. It's by, you know, what's going to happen in the second half remains to be seen, Pop. But I think the Roughnecks can go in just quite pleased with themselves, just edging it slightly.
Paige Martin is tracking down Coach Vaudreuil, who sees his side in front by 1 goal, and will go down on the pitch level now and throw it to Paige Martin, who's standing by with the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, Dave Vaudreuil. Paige, take it away.
Coach Vaught, solid first half for the Roughnecks. You know, right off the bat, there was a lot of energy and emotions, but after Rivas was able to put the ball in the back of the net to make it 1-0, your team really seemed to look more comfortable and really settle into the game. What are your feelings after that first half performance?
Well, I think we're actually a little too casual. I mean, they get all their attacks off of us giving easy balls away. Every time we give them a gift in midfield, they're dangerous. In general, we're playing well, but, you know, if you give away 5 out of 7 balls, you got to do something different, right? You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and giving them counterattacks. We know they're dangerous. Dixon's dangerous, Angulo's dangerous, you know, and we're going to get punished for it eventually. We gave up 6, 7 set pieces and corner kicks, and we're giving up counterattacks. I think we're playing well enough to control the game and to dictate a little bit of the pace of the game, but we're still giving them too many easy chances. So not real happy at 1-0, would be much happy at 2-0, but, you know, there's definitely guys in the field who just have to be sharper and tactically much better. And we got to be better with the ball. We've given away way too many unforced errors.
Good luck this next half, Coach.
Thank you, Paige. Coach Vaudreuil comfortable in the fact that they're controlling the game, but not very happy with the amount of turnovers. Tulsa leading 1-0 at halftime over the Oklahoma City Energy FC. Take a timeout and come back after this, live from downtown Tulsa. This is the Black Gold Derby.
I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, Dave Vaudreuil. You saw him grow in the conversations that you had with the Fire, now with Calistri going back to Chicago.
As the game went along, I thought we did very well. We moved the ball very quickly. He's consistently the guy getting the most opportunities and the most assist opportunities for us. So.
I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, Dave Vaudreuil. You saw him grow in the conversations that you had with the Fire, now with Calistri going back to Chicago.
As the game went along, I thought we did very well. We moved the ball very quickly. He's consistently the guy getting the most opportunities and the most assist opportunities for us. So.
In a galaxy far, far away, the Tulsa Drillers are battling the San Antonio Missions at One Oak Field. On Friday, August 18th, our annual Star Wars night will feature everyone's favorite Star Wars characters who will be available throughout the night for photos. In addition, the Tulsa Driller players and coaches will be wearing special limited edition Star Wars jerseys that will be part of a silent auction during the game, plus post-game fireworks brought to you by Tulsa Habitat for Humanity, News on 6, and K95.5 FM.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
The USL has expanded its soccer reach this week, announcing 2 new expansion franchises. Birmingham, Alabama has been announced as the first expansion franchise to join the league in 2019.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure on behalf of the USL to welcome Birmingham into the USL for the 2019 season.
Currently known as USL Birmingham, the franchise will announce their official name, crest, and venue at a later date. The team is set to build on the strong foundation of support built by local fans.
You know, Magic City Brigade, you guys have been amazing for us. We can't say thank you enough for your unwavering support. Without fans, we're not standing here. And so thank you guys. I really do appreciate that.
More information and advanced ticket sales can be found at uslbirmingham.com. Las Vegas will be the 3rd and final club to join the league for the 2018 season.
This is our team collectively that we are going to make into the best professional soccer team that we can. And I can't be more proud to be part of all of you and to bring professional soccer to Las Vegas.
The club will call Cashman Field in downtown Las Vegas home, and the name is up to the fans. Visit vegasprosoccer.com through Monday, August 28th to cast your vote. Las Vegas will join the league in 2018, and Birmingham, Alabama will begin play in the 2019 season.
Welcome back to halftime of the Black Gold Derby here at One Oak Field. Jeremy Poplin, Dave Saunders, We've seen some great action so far on the pitch here this evening, but first let's talk about not only Birmingham, but Las Vegas. 2 more entries into the USL. Las Vegas will join in 2018. Exciting, a downtown stadium for Las Vegas. I like the fact that they're leaving it up to the fans to pick the name of the club, but Dave, we've talked about it before, continued growth in this sport that we both are so passionate about here in the United States.
Yeah, wonderful to hear the news, those 2 big clubs coming in, and I love the way that we heard the fans being involved. You know, it's really important that they get behind their teams, and they can't wait, just like we couldn't wait here when Tulsa Roughnecks came to the fore. So good to have Las Vegas. Might go there myself for a weekend. I think it's a good place to go and see some soccer.
Not too shabby at all. Check out a few shows and see some great soccer. On the pitch here this evening in the Black Gold Derby, Oklahoma City comes in here to Tulsa on a hot streak, haven't lost since the last time that these 2 teams met. Tulsa with the 1-0 lead here at halftime. You heard Coach Vaught coming off of the pitch, is comfortable in the amount of possession, but in his words, far too many giveaways, which has led to 6 or 7 different opportunities for Oklahoma City that he didn't feel like was necessary. Also led to some corners as well. That's an area that I think that he will clearly stress at halftime here in the locker room. But possession-wise, it's been dominated by Tulsa so far.
Yeah, been dominated by Tulsa, but he's absolutely right, isn't he? If you give the ball away, you put yourself under unnecessary pressure. They have defended, to be fair, the corners very, very well, but you don't want to give a side like Oklahoma City Energy the ball unnecessarily.
Great performance tonight by Joey Calistri, who has had several balls played to him, and he was responsible for the goal from Joaquin Rivas. Speaking of the goal, we'll see that coming up in the highlight package. Let's roll the first half highlights. Coming to you live from One Oak Field here this evening, and you can see some of the great ball handling by Tulsa here with a good chance here in the early going. Paris G, though, however, gets caught here in the offsides position. But again, great build-up and a ball that's slotted in perfectly from Joaquin.
Yeah, really good one-touch football, and that's what we like to see. And Paris G is one of the midfield too, so it's good to see him get in an advanced position in the flexibility. This lad's dangerous, isn't he? And that could easily have been a goal. We think that, you know, the referee's assistant got it right, but Dixon with a wonderful piece of skill. There's the assistant referee with a flag up. That was the first of 2 offside goals disallowed.
Here's Ayala with Jadama, and Jadama went down after this play after the contact with the keeper, but Ayala continuing his strong play to the outside. Here's this brilliantly played ball in over the top from Jacori, and this resulted in the first goal, Dave.
Yeah. Calistri's been on fire. He got in behind the defence. I think he was onside there as I look at that again. There's the ball from Jacori Hayes. He's fitted in well to that number 10 role. Got a little bit lucky here off the defender, but then Rivas, well, you couldn't find a better man to put that one away. Rivas with his 4th of the season.
Still marvel at how in this angle right here, watch Calistri still running away from the goal, body leaning that direction with enough skill to play it back across. Oklahoma City not done from the byline. And Serta has been called into action several times here in the first half. He has been up to the challenge each and every single time, including this one.
Yeah, that one from Baril there was direct from the corner, just under the bar. Again, defended pretty well by Tulsa. Ball comes in again here. You'll see scuff shot, comes off a shoulder and goes away harmlessly for what turned out to be a goal kick. So they've defended pretty well, but the Energy will fancy themselves in the second half with a bit of pressure. This was an unbelievable bit of skill by Dixon, and he pulls the ball back, but there's Serta again, who's had a great first half.
And one final look. Ball from Mickey in the back, but offsides one more time. Angulo, the guilty party here, and that is twice now that Oklahoma City in the first half has had a goal removed due to being called offsides. Tulsa leads 1-0. Off of the goal from Joaquin Rivas in the 20th minute. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back live to One Oak Field, we'll have the second half for you coming up next. It's the Black Gold Derby, live from downtown Tulsa. Look at that shot on a beautiful night here in the city of Tulsa. We'll be back after this.
I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, Dave Vaudrell. You saw him grow in the conversations that you had with the Fire, now with Calistri going back to Chicago.
As the game went along, I thought we did very well. We moved the ball very quickly. He's consistently the guy getting the most opportunities and the most assist opportunities for us. So.
Back, Jeremy Poplin and Dave Saunders coming to you live from One Oak Field in the Bank of Oklahoma broadcast booth. Here are the stats for tonight. You can see the shots there from OKC, 9, 3 of those on target, 5 from Tulsa. Total passes, Tulsa dominating. 86% passing accuracy, 67% for OKC. Possession dominated by Tulsa. 5 corners, and that's the area that Coach Vaught talked about, Dave, that he was not happy with Tulsa heading into the first, or after the first half, into the locker room. And I'm sure that they had a lengthy conversation about that, but pretty dominant on the Tulsa side so far.
Yeah, pretty dominant on the Tulsa side. The main statistic, as we know, is always the goals scored and goals conceded. And at the moment, Tulsa have kept the back door shut, and they've got that Rivas goal which separates the two sides. It's anybody's game tonight, though, really. 1-0 is a very precarious lead. If you're a Roughnecks fan, you'll want your team to go out and get an early second. If you're the OKC fan, then you would obviously want your team to level this up pretty quickly, and then who knows what will happen after that. I think from the Roughnecks point of view, they play this 4-2-3-1, and I think Ja'Cory Hayes has done very well in the Kaffa position. Of course, no Kaffa tonight. He's out injured, and I think we've seen a brilliant performance from Fabian Soda, and the back four have played extremely well. But this OKC side are a dangerous side. They've got some good players. I've been very impressed with several of them, none more than Dixon, who we know got a couple of goals against the Monarchs, and he's been on fire tonight, Pop.
I've been impressed with Wallace, and they have shown signs of what makes them so dangerous quickly on the counter, which is what propelled them on to the 2-0 victory against the Monarchs of SLC. There's some of the fans that are in attendance here tonight. See the shots from our point of view. Make sure that the hair looks good there in the back.
Are you talking about me or you there?
I was making a comment mainly about me. I meant no harm in that comments on that shot at all, my friend. And we are back underway.
I'm sure Jake Edwards won't mind me saying this, a former Exeter City player, the Englishman, that I've got slightly more hair than he has. So, but
Jake has been a traveling man.
Yes, he has, hasn't he? He's been all over promoting this fine league. And those two teams, we say, Las Vegas and Birmingham, are going to be in with us next season.
Oh, there's...
That's a
tackle in the box, and he will point towards the spots. And this will be a huge opportunity for Oklahoma City.
Well, the referee had no doubt. Colin Fernandez is saying, you know, he can't believe the decision. The lad went down, and this is a real opportunity. And it's going to be Angulo that has the responsibility, left-footed, early in this second half.
Oklahoma City missed a PK in the last outing by Andy Craven. And Serta now trying to keep the clean sheets on the approach. Angulo fires it in, and the Energy have made things level at 1 on the penalty kick by Angulo. And right out of the locker room, maybe that's, no pun intended, the spark the Energy need to jump back in.
And what a great game we've got now. That was a fine taken penalty, by the way, by Angulo. Now we've got the green smoke. We had the orange smoke early in the first half. Now the green smoke. It's 1-1 in the Black Gold Derby, and it's all to play for now. I wonder if we'll get another look at the tackle from Fernandez. I have to say, I'm with the referee on this one with the naked eye, but Colin Fernandez was the man involved, and he was very upset with the decision.
Again, Tulsa has been undefeated here at home when they have scored first, 7-0 on the season, and you can already see more pressure with the press now from Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City has only converted 7 of 12 coming into tonight on the PKs, and that includes tonight, so 7 of 12. There's some odd stats involving OKC that we'll get to here in a bit. Looking there for Sventusson and now at corner. They also have a league-leading 13 shots that have hit the woodwork. And here's the foul, Dave.
Yeah, here's Colin Fernandez. Now, does he get the wrong side? Maybe gets a piece of the ball, but I can see why the referee's given it. Let's put it like that.
13 shots hitting the woodwork, leading the league. Here's the aforementioned Fernandez. In swinger that will bounce inside the 18. Rivas quickly to the far touchline.
Well, Colin Fernandez, knowing him that we do, he will want to put things right there and score a goal. Produce an assist now. Might be that kind of night. You just don't know now. It's 1-1. It's a great game.
Corrales. Chidama. Too far for Calistri as Mickey Daly shields Joey off. Joey applauds the ball from Chidama across the back line.
Really important that Rivas and Calistri stay active in this game. They have been up to now, and they're the attacking threat with Ian Sventusson there, with Jagori Hayes in behind as well.
Black Gold Derby living up to expectations so far. Oklahoma City with Dixon. Defended quite well from Tulsa. Shot towards Serta. And the pressure being applied continues.
Yeah, dangerous time now, isn't it? Tulsa just conceded the penalty, and that one just flashing past the post. Here's the penalty. It's a left-footed strike, and you'll see that this one's hit fairly high and into the net. Nothing Fabian Serta could do. Here's the goal kick. Anywhere will do from Highland there, just clearing the danger.
Court furniture has played a key role in making the players feel at home when they're off of the pitch for the Roughnecks. Court furniture there when you need it and gone when you don't. Here's a turn from Paris G. Sventusson. Fernandez was caught in traffic. The energy just dump it to the far end, and you can see now Highland imploring the back line to push up. Here's a look at that PK. Bourgeois, University of Tulsa, former star. Oh, there's a tough foul from behind. That was Gonzalez just hacking away at Ayala.
And that's frustrating for Jimmy Nielsen, because it just is a silly foul, and it gives Tulsa an opportunity to get the ball into the box.
It's Gonzalez leading the team in fouls committed. Ayala's low-driven ball. Poorly taken from Ayala. Easy clearance for Kyle Highland.
Yeah, it's never a good free kick, is it, when you don't beat the first defender, and that's exactly what happened there.
Corey Hayes, first touch fails. Energy now, a little bit of press from Tulsa. Van Tussen coming from behind. Serta has to leave the comfort of the center of the box.
I've been very impressed, Pop, with the number 14 for the Energy, Baril. He's been really good. I think he was the one that was tripped, wasn't he, by for the penalty, and he's just sometimes an unsung hero, and then he can take a wonderful corner or free kick. The lad born in Madrid, Spain. Very impressive.
Brill spent some time with the Harrisburg City Islanders. He virtually grew up there in the Real Madrid Academy, there in Madrid.
It's not a bad academy to grow up in,
Not
is
bad
it?
at all. Started at the age of 7 in the Real Madrid Academy. Tulsa back to midfield. Fernandez as Corrales. Throw in for Tulsa.
The Energy are extremely well drilled, aren't they? You can see there the line of 5 across the back.
Very rigid.
Yeah, but as I said, you know, the 2 wing backs do break very, very quickly.
Curling ball. Van Tussen! Ian Van Tussen has scored goal number 10. And you could see that run happening from a mile away on the ball that just curled gently. And Van Tussen ran onto it. And the header kisses the backside of the net and has put Tulsa back on front here in the 55th minute.
Ian Van Tussen into double figures for the season. He just loves scoring at that end in front of the roustabouts. It was a wonderful cross in here. Look at this from Corrales. Left-footed ball away from the keeper, in behind the defence, and there's the big man to head in front of those wonderful fans that he adores, and they certainly adore him. 2-1, still game on. Van Tussen, 10 for the season.
Corrales' cross just beautifully hung in the air, and Dave, it kept curling towards the run of Van Tussen, and credit Ian because he just simply beat his man Mickey Daly to that ball.
And we were talking just before the goal about how well drilled the OKC defense is, and I stand by that comment. And there's nothing you can do as a defender when you have a perfect ball curled in like that, Pop. And as I said in the replay of the goal, it was away from Lorendi. There's nothing he could do. It's too far away for him, but it's curled in between the defenders and the goalkeeper, and that is just the perfect ball. But you're right. The goal scorer makes it because he has to time his run, and Ian Van Tussen, we know, is very, very good with his head.
Well, plenty of space there centrally. The shot and off of the deflection, Serta had to call into action quickly. That was Dixon who turned and had acres of space.
And that is a warning, and as I often say, when you've just scored a goal, you can be your most vulnerable, because for some reason everybody kind of switches off and relaxes.
Here's Highland with the takeaway. Another attempt from distance. Boy Calistri, the shot in. Fabian Serta got a piece of it. Angulo.
Pop, this is drama of the highest quality. There was a shout there after an untidy tackle from Calistri for another OKC penalty. Play on, says the referee. I don't think it was a penalty, by the way. And then the ball comes in again, and Serta makes another fantastic save. This is a great game, the Black Gold Derby. Tulsa shading it by 2-1, but who knows what the final score is going to be.
Serta had every inch of his being outstretched. Here's Highland. And Rivas cuts down the angle.
Great defensive tackle by Rivas. And that defensive tackle brought to you by the new face of Strong, the Chevy Silverado 1500. What a game this is, Pop. What a game. Here's Dixon again, firing a shot. Serta does extremely well to get everything behind him. And then on the follow-up was Gonzalez. There's going to be a substitution, but again, Serta did everything right with his feet.
This will be Bronico for Colin Fernandez.
Well, Colin Fernandez has been withdrawn again. He was on Thursday, and that will be a straight swap. Bronico will go in there and do all that unsung hero work. Colin Fernandez getting handshakes. He'll obviously be disappointed to have given away the penalty, but he's had another good night, and you know how much I rate that young man. Great player, in my opinion.
Poor corner there from Burrill, but the clearance not up to snuff, and gives OKC another opportunity.
Lots of pushing and shoving, and the referee will have to go in there and sort that one out. I wonder what he says. Does he say, come on, boys?
Well, not to steal a line from Juvenile, but like Mickey Daly was trying to back that thing up in the middle of the box. Another poor effort from corner. Headed out of the box. Paris G. How about that tackle from Paris G?
That was a fantastic tackle, and I think G may have injured himself. That is a perfectly fair tackle. Referee absolutely right. He's given a corner, not a penalty or a free kick.
That might be the face of Strong. Chevy Silverado 1500.
There you go. Look at this for a tackle. That is perfectly fair, but I think he's injured himself. He's okay, though. Paris G, there he is, limping away. Has to defend again, another corner.
Burrill's corner towards the front post. Daly tried to come back towards. Here's Highland. To Dixon. Turned there by Calistri. Bronico could not get a step in front, but an easy play back for Fabian Serta.
And I think quite sensibly, Pop, he's just taking a little bit of sting out of this one and making OKC go towards him, so he has to pick it up.
Back and forth action here in Tulsa this evening. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Being treated to quite the game here this evening. That will be offsides. You can see Rivas just waiting for the assistance flag to go up.
Yeah, just went a yard too early, didn't he? But it's important, as I said, Rivas and Calistri stay in the game. Bronico in there now with Ja'Cory Hayes and Paris G, the midfield three, if you like, a little triangle in there. I think Bronico might be almost playing in front of G and Hayes now.
Bronico battling at midfield. with Ja'Cory Hayes. Here's Sventusson.
That's good play from Tulsa, just calming things down. 3 or 4 passes needed now.
Ayala has Calistri. Joey might have tried to force that pass through the defense there. Bourgeois, though, square, almost down the line. Now Corrales back to Serta will stretch the Oklahoma City team out. Dangerous there through the center of the pitch from Fabian Serta. Maybe one of the few times that we've seen a poor ball from Fabian. Burrill to Daly. Good work from Ian.
Yeah, good steal from Sventusson there, wasn't it, off Wallace?
Oklahoma City will have a sub at the next opportunity. We'll have a chance to see Andy Craven. Verendi dumps to the far end of the field. Should be a straight swap for Craven when he enters. Sventusson gets the first touch, finds Calistri. Daly out to track down. Ayala cutting towards the byline. Ball still on his foot, attempts the cross. It's well over the top of Sventusson. Bronico with the back heel. Ian in the box. Oh, tried to somehow find Joaquin Rivas. And quickly to the opposite end. Referee says play on.
Lovely back heel there from Bronico, wasn't it, to bring in Ian Sventusson. Just couldn't get it out of his feet to get it to another Roughnecks player.
This is Bronico's 6th appearance with the Roughnecks. On loan from the Chicago Fire, Ja'Cory Hayes. Hayes in trying to cut the ball back. Dixon just snuck in there. We'll have a foul here at midfield.
I think referee just saying to Bronico, don't kick the ball away. Again, I'll give you that one.
This will be Craven for Gonzalez. Of course, Craven came over earlier this season from FC Cincinnati.
You don't see too many number 99s, do you? I was just racking my brains, and I think I'm right in saying Wright Phillips for one of the New York clubs wears 99, if I'm not mistaken, but you don't see too many.
You see some of that with some of the 2 sides.
Yeah.
With the elevated numbers.
Did you have a favorite number when you played pop, or is it?
I was always, I was 20 for the majority of the time that I played, and then switched to 4.
There you go. Personal preference, isn't it? I always like number 7, but quite honestly, as long as you have the shirt on your back, it doesn't really matter too much, does it?
Parrish G remains onside. Calistri collects, cuts towards the byline. Good defending.
Wonderful play from Calistri, but I tell you what, that was great defending from Cody Andrews, because Calistri would have been in on keeper Larendi there if that foot hadn't have come out. Perfectly timed tackle as well.
Just wrapped around Joey Calistri.
good game. The Roughnecks have, you know, kept up the pressure after getting that second goal and made it difficult for the away side, who keep coming at Tulsa. It's a great game to watch.
Ayala, cross. Ooh. Larindi just in the nick of time, able to get that ball from Joaquin.
And I think to be honest, Fink padded Joaquin on the back then and said no hard feelings. I think it was just one of those that he had to go for, and I think, you know.
Yeah, we've seen Joaquin now the entire season, and there has not been an ounce of that type of play from Joaquin Rivas.
No, he's really settled in well to Tulsa, and I love some of his tweets, Pop, don't you, that he's getting excited about every game he plays in. He's a great lad.
Referee wants to reset.
Talking of great lads, I felt like a kid in a candy store again, because I got to meet the great man, Juan Pablo Caffa, tonight before the game. Unfortunately out injured, but what a tremendous player, and what a tremendous guy.
Well, and Juan Pablo Caffa relayed a story to you that we weren't aware of, and before you get to that, I just want to remind everyone that you're talking about, you know, one of the leading scorers, second leading scorer on the team in Juan Pablo Caffa, the leader in chances created, the leader in crosses, one of the leaders in passes. I mean, he has been everything for Tulsa, and to lose him the last several matches, he went down early in that match on Thursday, not available here this evening. But we have been quite impressed, not only with tonight, but with the resolve of Tulsa for being able to lose a player like Caffa. And both of us were extremely impressed with Christian Tieryoung, who we will see here in a moment at the next opportunity, and his filling into that 10 spot. Well, here's more space. And sent skyward from Alex Dixon.
Yeah, got it all wrong. Didn't get the body shape right there at all, did he? But no, you're right with Juan Pablo Caffa, that I'm sure David Vaudreuil has said, look, we cannot be a one-man team. We're going to have to do without him sometime. You know, suspensions come in, injuries come in, and they've done extremely well. And you know, dare I say, they haven't missed him at the moment. But, you know, just coming back to him, a tremendous guy. He's had a lot of experience, the Argentinian. And he was telling me that not many people know that when he was a 16-year-old, he actually played in London for Chelsea, and he got to stay in the apartments there, and he said what a great experience that was. Ranieri was the coach as the Roughnecks make a substitution, and you know, he's just a terrific guy. I had 10 minutes with him, and we had a good chat about the game of football, which he loves. And I'm telling you, his words, he said, I am loving being here at Tulsa. He said, I feel like I'm a 15 or 16-year-old again, he said. Just loves playing the game. It reminded me of the story of Paul McCartney when the Beatles broke up. He would go knocking on John Lennon's door with his guitar in hand because he wanted to keep playing.
Wanted to play.
And it reminds me, and Caffa just wants to play. He's very disappointed to be out injured at the moment, but still a smile on his face, and he said, I'll be back.
I was unaware of the Chelsea.
Me too. And he said not many people know it. And he said, I played it, and he said it in his wonderful accent. He said, I played at Ipswich, which is a town in Suffolk in England.
Quickly on the run, Burrill. Switches fields. Here's Craven. Had to retreat. Dixon. And headed out of the box. Still, though, nice takeaway from Ja'Cory. And then a clip as Ja'Cory. And we will have our second booking of the night.
Yeah, it was Dixon there. I mean, he held his hand up. I know he has to take the yellow card. I don't think it was anything malicious, and I think he just ran across the back of his legs. But
That's Richard Dixon.
It's been a good game, though, hasn't it? And it hasn't been, you know, there haven't been heavy tackles flying in or anything, or anybody trying to hurt anybody. It's been a good game. And it's be a brave man or woman to predict the outcome of this one with 18 minutes to go, but the Roughnecks still just in front by 2-1.
Fans, you can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. You can tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. And don't forget, they also have the Game of the Week there on Channel 85. You can check out USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Whoa. Unfortunate there for OKC that Craven was not able to get to the ball.
And from the OKC point of view, you know, that was Highland again, getting up there as the left wing back into a very advanced position. And I don't know whether Jimmy Nielsen would want him to do that more in this game. I know he's been forced back by the good play of Tulsa, but you know, when he gets into those deep positions, he's very, very dangerous, a la Mr. Corrales for the Roughnecks, of course, the two left backs getting good crosses in.
You notice that Oklahoma City has placed Andrews back more to that natural position here in the second half to help them defensively.
And also Wallace seems to be playing more centrally in this half, in there with the impressive Burrell.
There's the Green Country Chevy Ball kids. Always great to see some of the young faces here at One Oak. Building not only fans, but players of the future. It's Tier Young, who is writhing in pain. He is up and looks to be okay.
Yeah, T. Young, as we said, came on, did extremely well, didn't he, on Thursday? And he's come on into this one late, but can make a really good impression here.
He signed on the 19th of July, made his debut just a couple of days later. Third-round pick of the Earthquakes in the MLS Super Draft.
It was a dream debut, wasn't it?
It was.
Scoring the goal against Phoenix.
A former Cal Bear. Had 27 goals and 7 assists in his 4 years with Cal. That's Lorendi. Uses his body to collect and outlet quickly as Oklahoma City here in the 75th, trailing by 1.
Yeah, 15 minutes to go. Roughnecks still shading it, but as I say, it's a real end-to-end game.
Hammered out of the back end, a chance for the Tulsa back line to push forward. Daly looking for Craven.
And that's class defending from Bradley Bourgeois there, just using all his strength there and shrugging off Craven there. Goal kick.
Here's one area that you have to keep in mind, and there is a bit of a skill that comes with this next comment, is that Craven has been known at times to maybe embellish contact inside the box. And I say that in a loving manner. Here's Jacori. Oh, well done on the fight back there by Burrell. Dixon, full head of steam. Knocked off of the ball. Good hustle from Jacori Hayes. Bronico. Ayala, edge of the circle. Craven the one touch to Angulo. And that's just good team defending Ayala unable to save that as it crosses over the byline here in the 77th minute.
Another steady game for Jaime Ayala at right back, as we said. Chance while Kosuke Kimura is out injured.
Case and Associates is your home for the Roughnecks players when they're not on the pitch here at One Oak. You could look to Case for all of your apartment needs. Go to caseusa.com.
Kosuke was out very early on, running across the pitch and running pretty well in my opinion, but still a little bit away from coming back. But it's good to have him on the coaching staff, of course, because he's a player coach.
Well, that's where Kosuke needs a little bit of supervision, because Kosuke would probably try to play with one leg if you would let him.
He's another one that wants to play every minute, isn't he?
Bronico. Calistri is on. Joey Calistri cutting. And one more time, Cody Andrews, the man to stop the initial penetration. Good ball played in as Calistri found himself on sides.
I'll tell you what, it's a very, very good player that can time those runs to perfection. I mean, he held his run, and it's a kind of running across the field and then bending your run at the last minute, and that's exactly what he did. And well done the assistant referee as well, because in my opinion, he was onside. But well done Lorendi, and well done Andrews again, who's had a pretty good game at the heart of the defence.
Goals scored tonight by Rivas and Gulo and Sventusson.
And I think this is what's different, isn't it, about the Roughnecks, is that, you know, the setback of conceding the goal doesn't seem to faze them this season. They seem to be able to always come back. That's a great ball. Tia Young's offside, though. Calistri said, I'll have the ball to feet, but that time Tia Young just the wrong side. But they seem to be able to have this knack this season of coming back, Pop. Nothing defeats them too much, does it? It's a mindset.
Yeah, and I think I think you have the proper word for it. It's the mindset, and that's something that's been instilled in them in the training by the coaching staff, and also having veteran leadership. You know, Brady Ballou had a conversation with USLsoccer.com about the Black Gold Derby here this evening, and one of his first comments was having a guy like Kaffa in the locker room to provide leadership. You add Kaffa, you add Kosuke to the coaching staff, and we'll have another sub here. As a matter of fact, we'll have 2 changes for Oklahoma City.
Brady Ballou not on the bench tonight, but another player that loves the game of football. And can I say it was a delight to meet his parents after Thursday's game in from Seattle. Love watching the Roughnecks when they're back in Seattle. They watch and listening to us on YouTube.
It's Luis Martinez and Daniel Gonzalez. Martinez comes on, and his first opportunity is here with the set piece.
You just feel that there's more opportunities for both sides to come in this game in the last 10 minutes, don't you? It's
going to be a wild finish.
Yes. You know, Oklahoma are playing a very high line, aren't they? And, you know, Calistri can break that. We've seen that. So you just wonder whether he's going to get another opportunity. But then Oklahoma City Energy are really coming at the Roughnecks as well whenever they can. I think the Roughnecks have got to stop booting the ball away just up the field. They've got to try and keep possession. I'm sure the coach Vodrell would agree with me as well. Here they are with a chance to keep possession now.
Great square ball. Ayala now. And that's the type of ball that is a difficult percentage rate to complete between 2 defenders there looking for Tia Young. Roughnecks, though, quick to hustle back, regain possession. Hard tackle on the far side. You know, this is showing, Dave, why this league, as Corrales holding his, it looks like he's holding his wrist that is already wrapped while he's down. Yes, that's exactly where he's holding. But this game is now showing why this is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars, as we see a look here on the replay. And yes, it's how Corrales landed. He was going to brace himself as he fell, and he already has the wrap on the wrist. And you can stay up to date with the latest league news and information by visiting USLsoccer.com and follow on Twitter @USL.
Kobe's putting some of the orange tape on his wrist. He'll be all right. No, that's nasty though, isn't it? If you've already got an injury. And Corrales has been outstanding for me. I mean, again, the Roustabouts have got a difficult choice, haven't they, in their man of the match, and we've still got another 7 minutes to play. But, you know, Corrales will be there for me for man of the match.
That'll be too far for Calistri. Roughnecks will have another sub lined up. I believe it'll be Guillen, also on loan from FC Dallas.
Well, that could be for Corrales, couldn't it? Because Guillen can play at left back, can't he? So we'll wait and see.
Here's Wallace, who I feel has been taken out of the game a bit with his change. Craven just couldn't connect. Wallace had such an impact there in the first half. Possession still in favor of the boys in orange, 57% to 42. And now we will see. Now this is going to be for Calistri. So this will be a defensive-minded sub.
Yeah, certainly will be. Joey Calistri, another one you could put up there for Tulsa's man of the match. Got the assist on the goal. Has sprung the offside trap several times. So as you say, Pop, Guillen coming on would be a defensive move from Coach Vaudreuil.
16 shots for the Energy here this evening. 7 of those have been on frame. Only 6 for Tulsa. Played wide for Tyrion.
That's a great turn.
Great move, and he just lost control of it. Unlucky there, Christian Tyrion.
Who's moved out to the right into the Joey Calistri position. And Guillen's gone into the midfield role, and he's actually sitting in front of the back four. Almost like a 4-1-4-1 for the Roughnecks now.
Wallace. Back to Daly. Tyrion continues to show skill on the ball. There's Sventusson. Mickey Daly. Ian Sventusson. Oh, Larendi. Off balance, falling back to his right. And Sventusson thought that he had caught Larendi, but Larendi showing why he's one of the better keepers in USL.
Yeah, certainly is. And Sventusson, just perseverance, wasn't it? He went on a little run there, beat 2, and struck a good right-footed shot. And Larendi was up to the task, stretching to his right and holding on to the ball. There was no spill.
A good cutback as Mickey Daly went flying by. Daly's previous club, the Bethlehem Steel. Played at Cal State, Los Angeles.
That's good from Ayala. There was no way through there, but then he gives the ball away.
That might be one area, if you had to point out any negativity in his game tonight, was maybe a few too many giveaways, but other than that, steady and strong.
Yeah.
There's a takeaway.
4 energy shirts around T Young there.
It's Martinez. Wallace now. Space. That'll be a foul.
Yeah, no need to do that really there.
88th minute.
Now it's a freebie into the box. The only thing Tulsa can do here is to hold a high line. Create the gap between Serda and the line of orange shirts that'll be back there. Everybody back bar none.
Here's the sub, Luis Martinez. Poor effort from Martinez.
Yeah, didn't beat the first defender again, did he?
Trickles back to Highland, and easy play here for Serda, who will dribble to the edge of the box here. Force Craven to come towards Serda. He picks it up and will take as much time as needed.
What a kick that is.
Almost. Wow, end to end.
That was an amazing kick from Fabian Serda there, and Rivas just was switched on when the defense seemed to switch off, and he hit it well, and a good save again by Lorendi, and it's going to be a corner.
That caught the OKC defense completely off guard, as we'll see this on one hop. Rivas with the volley.
Good save again, but what a punt down the field from Mr. Serda. Again, he got the man of the match from the roustabouts, I think, on Thursday. He could quite easily get it again tonight, Pop. He's been that good.
Ayala's taking his time. Nike is the official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
3 minutes to be added on.
Bourgeois step late.
It's a very early board that's gone up. We've still got 45 seconds left at the 90, and the board's already gone up. But of course, it is at the discretion of the referee. That's just a guide, isn't it?
Don't forget to stay up to date with the latest USL news and information from around the league. USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM FC, Channel 85. They will also air the game of the week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Andrews, not much on the clearance, falls to Tyrion. And the energy now, trying to find a break.
And there is the board, right on the 90 minutes. 3 minutes to go.
Daly also had time with the Republic. Here's Andrews. Ian sticks his long left leg out.
Yeah, everybody back for Tulsa, including Svan Tussen now. Trying to protect this lead.
Andrews just lofts it into the box.
I think it's Harris, isn't it, who's the long throw expert, the flip throw. I think he's on the bench tonight, isn't he?
Yes.
You could do with him now throwing it in there. But you know what I think about the flip throw, don't you, my friend?
Well, it did result in maybe one of the goals of the year.
Yes, indeed. I will say that.
With the bicycle kick off of the flip throw in.
Kitchen sink time then for the away side.
These are tense moments.
Foul on Bradley Bushwell there. He headed away. And he's another one. But we could go through the whole team, but an unsung hero tonight for me, Bradley Bushwell. He's been a rock at the back tonight.
That brought a rather large cheer from the roustabouts, and now a card has been issued, a yellow card.
Yes, I went to Fink for protesting.
Fink also spent time in St. Louis FC. Played at Wake Forest in 2014.
The Roughnecks are doing this extremely well. They're taking their time at every opportunity. It's highly frustrating when you're the team behind, but when you're in control of it, you know, you try to break the game up. Roughnecks have been on the receiving end of that a few times, haven't they?
Craven tried a backheel, he failed. Somehow still finds his way to outside with Martinez from Highland.
That was another great header away there.
Towards the byline. And now a goal kick. Tried to sell that foul there in the corner. Did Dixon.
Very good officiating by both the referee and his assistant there. Not being bought with that one, and the assistant's flag went pointing straight for the goal kick. Pretty much there now. I think the Roughnecks will just have to see how much more the referee might want to add on of the three. 2-1 the score. Great game of football. Referee looks at his watch again.
And it might be just this moment with Serta. And that will do it. You hear the cheers coming from the roustabouts as they begin the celebration. And in 2017, the Wrench will call Tulsa its home in this black gold derby. Still one more match between these two coming up in September, but that's 2 wins in the 3-game series this year for Tulsa, both of them by the same score, 2-1. And an important win and an important 3 points. And this will be a quick turnaround for Tulsa because they get the day off tomorrow, then hop on the Bird to fly to Southern California on Monday. And the Orange County match looms, but it's time for the Tulsa fans as La Union 918 will wait for VOD, and the roustabouts with the orange smoke surrounding them will be set for one big celebration here this evening. Somebody's already got a bottle of champagne in the crowd, Dave. Did you see that?
The celebrations begin. The Wrench has come to Tulsa. I can tell you that Jimmy Nielsen is none too impressed with the officiating. He's still talking to them as they walk off the field, but the important statistic is that Tulsa have won by 2-1. Good defensive substitutions, I think, from Coach Vodds tonight, you know, keeping that 2-1, and now the pictures will be taken. There's Lloyd there with the Wrench, Fabian Serda as well. He's had a fantastic game. I'm sure we'll get some more pictures as our cameras get close, and there's the victorious Roughnecks tonight. It's not been an easy road tonight, but they win by 2-1.
Fabian Serda stretches both arms out above his head with the wrench. By the way, the Grid fans that have made their way down are cheering on their team as some of the members of the Energy travel down to say their thanks to them for making the trip down the turnpike. Lloyd Kinnear will hustle the wrench off, and they're going to go directly behind the net to where the roustabouts are.
Watch out for the flying beer, guys. But I'm telling you, honestly, Pop, it's one of those nights where I just wish they'd give the whole team the man of the match, because I think everybody played their part, and it is a team game. You know, yes, okay, the plaudits often go to the goal scorers, but, you know, Bradley Bouchoir, as I said, was a rock. Everybody's played well tonight, and, you know, we're going to hear from the victorious coach at some stage as well. But, you know, Corrales has been outstanding. Ayala, you know, Colin Fernandez, when he's on the field, you know, unsung hero again. Those boys that do a lot of the work in the midfield often gets overlooked. And I think as the orange smoke is aplenty over there, the team emerged from the orange smoke. I just wish it could go to the team tonight, because well done the Roughnecks. They've come through a difficult night and they've won it by 2-1.
Tulsa, as of now, vaults to 6th place in the Western Conference with 32 points, trailing Reno and Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Switchbacks with 33. And to the far end of the field, we are just moments away from hearing the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, Dave Vaudreuil, victorious here this evening. This is such a massive moment for the Tulsa Roughnecks, and Angel is standing by with the victorious Dave Vaudreuil, winners of the Black Gold Derby here this evening, 2-1. Take it away, Angel.
David, una victoria importante, el derby del Oro Negro, pero se ha sufrido al final, ¿verdad?
Sí, estamos sufriendo los primeros 15 minutos. Estoy muy contento porque ganamos 6 puntos en los últimos 2 partidos, pero yo estaba pensando que hicimos mucho equivocadas en el primer tiempo y por eso era muy cerca, muy difícil este partido, y para recibir un penal en los primeros 1 o 2 minutos era muy duro, pero dije a toda la gente y que ellos van a luchar para todo el 93. Y hay una razón, ellos están con nosotros en la tabla y vamos a concentrar para ganar todos los partidos, y ahorita tenemos que descansar para martes en Los Ángeles contra Orange County.
Sabes que es una victoria importante, pero sabes que hay cosas que mejorar.
Sí, siempre. Yo estaba gritando en el vestuario en el medio tiempo porque yo estaba pensando que estamos el mejor equipo, pero hay muchos contraataques, muchos tiros libres y Fabián necesitan hacer muchas paradas y no era un buen primer tiempo y por eso estaba enojado, no estaba muy positivo, estoy gritando que tenemos que hacer más.
Ahora hay que mantener para seguir en el playoff, ¿verdad?
Sí, pero hay 11, 12 partidos más y tenemos que ganar 6, 7 al mínimo y para subir a la tercero o cuarto lugar en la tabla para la liguilla.
Muchas gracias y enhorabuena, David.
Sí, por supuesto.
Coach, congratulations on your win tonight. Your team was able to hang on and pull off the 2-1 victory, and you guys clinched the wrench in the Black Gold Derby. How good does this win feel for you and your team tonight?
Well, now I'm happy. You know, at halftime I wasn't too happy, and then to give up the penalty in the first minute and a half, I was like, okay, here we go, you know, and made it difficult, and we knew OKC was going to make it difficult for us. You know, they've been playing very well, and they made adjustments, and tactically have been much stronger, and you know, they're right there with us in the standings, and they're there for a reason. So it's a very good rivalry, and you know, I'm happy to come out with 6 points in the last 2 games. That's the most important thing is. Came out with the 6 points. We're relatively healthy. Kosuke's improving every day. You know, Juan maybe has 2 weeks, but in general, we have, you know, we're looking good going forward.
All righty, thank you, Coach. Congratulations. Go enjoy this win.
Thank you.
Now I'm happy, and he should be, because Dave, I think when you look at this, this might be one of the biggest wins in the history of this franchise, knowing the importance of tonight and this 3-game homestand, which results in 6 points. But to come out of here with 3 points tonight over Oklahoma City has to feel so good when considering the momentum that you have as a franchise. And not only that, but capturing the wrench in the Black Gold Derby.
I think I agree with everything you said. I'm exhausted. It's been a fantastic night. The players are exhausted, but they're jubilant because they've come away with a really, really important victory. Yes, it's the Black Gold Derby. Of course, that is so, so important. The wrench comes to Tulsa. That is absolutely important, and I'm not taking anything away from it. But at the end of the night, it's 3 points, like Thursday was 3 points. 6 points on the last two, as you say. They're currently in 6th place. What I liked about Coach Vod's tonight was the way that he didn't panic. 1-0 at half-time, worst possible start to the second half, a penalty. Oklahoma City Energy back in the game at 1-1. But as I said in commentary, there is a steel, there is a mindset about this team this season that I haven't seen before. And that meant that they could go on and they didn't panic and they got that all-important winner from Ian Swantussen. Fantastic night, Pop. It's going to be a long time now till they're away from One Oak, which is a bit of a shame. But now they go on to the next game, which is always your most important game. And as you say, 1 day's rest. They're on a plane on Monday and they're off to California.
Before we get to what I'm sure is the huge celebration of the night, let's see some of the highlights from the action here tonight with Oklahoma City in town. And in the first half, Tulsa got off to, well, a great start. Great build-up here. And unfortunately, this perfectly timed ball from Rivas found Paris G offsides, but that kind of set the tone for what we would see here at One Oak this evening.
Yep, set the tone. Paris G, one of the 4 players brought into the side, but then this lad Dixon was pretty good, and that was an offside goal. It was a shame for him because he did a lot of good work, and the lad at the far post there was offside, as we see there with the assistant referee.
Here's Joaquin Rivas. Ja'Cory Hayes, little chip ball. Well done, Calistri, to turn this square off of the deflection, and Joaquin Rivas, goal number 4 on the season for number 11.
Mr. Rivas missed a call there. Ja'Cory Hayes lobbing the ball over. As you said, Calistri did all the hard work there. They got a bit lucky with that touch, but then you need a cool head, and Mr. Rivas gets his 4th of the season. That was 1-0 to the Roughnecks. That's one more look at it. Look at Calistri here. It's a perfect pullback. The defender makes a little bit of a hash of that, but there's Rivas following up as any good attacking midfielder would do.
Serta called into action from the byline. Hammers it out of the box and then knocked away. And to the second half we go.
And we wanted a quiet start to the second half, and poor old Colin Fernandez was giving away a penalty there. He was claiming that he got some of the ball, but this was a fantastic finish from the left foot of Angulo. And that brought us back to 1-1. And, you know, that's when the Roughnecks really needed to dig in, and dig in they did. What about this for a ball, Pop?
Watch this ball continue to curl. It hung up forever. And Svantussen just beats Mickey Daly to the back post and let the shower begin from the roustabouts.
That is the perfect ball. Too far out for Lorendi to come for it, and in behind the defence, and Ian Swantussen heads it back across goal, which is exactly the right thing to do. He had one the other night where he headed it into the side netting, but he wasn't going to make any mistake with this one. Heads it back across Lorendi. Nothing he can do, and he's a very good goalkeeper as well, Swantussen, and that proved to be the game winner.
Celebrating with the fans. Serta, however, called into action one more time.
To be fair to the OKC player, he played on there, Calistri's challenge. That was one save by Serta, and there was a flurry of activity. Roughnecks still had another opportunity with Svantussen here, did well, and Lorendi got down well to foil the danger on that occasion.
Watch this on the service from Fabian Serta. One bounce volley from Joaquin Rivas.
Well, that's just an amazing, accurate punt down the field. And Rivas eventually, we might not get it there, no, but he did acknowledge that man there with the punt. And there's the wrench being held aloft by Fabian Serta, who was one of the men of the match. And as the Roughnecks always do, they're out there signing the autographs.
There's a lucky fan, Vaudreuil, continuing to give high fives with the Roughnecks fans, and he'll take a photo or two, I'm sure, with the wrench. I wonder where the wrench will end up tonight.
Well,
chances are it could end up leaving One Oak Field to maybe one of the local establishments here around the pitch.
It might well do that. I'll tell you what, they'll find it difficult to get it back off Tulsa now. But fully deserved, Pop. I think, you know, it was a difficult game to get through tonight, but I thought the Roughnecks did it well. And again, well done to the coach for his substitutions. I thought everything he did was right. And, you know, we could argue, we go back to that Reno game when we got back to 2-2 and then lost it 3-2. You know, tonight he was going to hang on to the 2-1, and we did well with the substitutions. Well done, coach. Well done to the Roughnecks.
Thank you to everyone with the camera crew for making things happen tonight. Thank you to the production staff as well, as you see the shot of downtown Tulsa. Final score tonight, the Tulsa Roughnecks are winners here at One Oak, 2-1 over the Oklahoma City Energy. The wrench from the Black Gold Derby will stay in Tulsa in 2017, as the Roughnecks have now moved into 6th place as we speak in the Western Conference. 6 important points this weekend. For my partner, Dave Saunders, I'm Jeremy Poplin saying have a great rest of your weekend as the Roughnecks get set to celebrate with the victory over Oklahoma City here this evening. Have a good night from all of us here in Tulsa.
And I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks. And I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, Dave Vaudrell. You saw him grow in the conversations that you had with the Fire, now with Calistri going back to Chicago.
As the game went along, I thought we did very well. We moved the ball very quickly. He's consistently the guy getting the most opportunities and the most assist opportunities for us. So.
I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by the head coach of the Tulsa Roughnecks, Dave Vaudrell. You saw him grow in the conversations that you had with the Fire, now with Calistri going back to Chicago.
As the game went along, I thought we did very well. We moved the ball very quickly. He's consistently the guy getting the most opportunities and the most assist opportunities for us. So.
Former driller and 2004 Minor League Player of the Year Jeff Francis is coming back to One Oak Field. Be here on Thursday, August 17th to get your Jeff Francis t-shirt and a chance to get an autograph from the former driller great. T-shirts for the first 1,000 fans brought to you by Fox 23 and Mix 96.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United